motherfucking bag. Stand out the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny DeMoore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. Hope everything is well. Hope all y'all is good. And I feel conflicted today, man. You know, this ain't no Victory Monday, but we also ain't holding no L this Monday, man. So the Dallas Cowboys fucked around and they tied with the Green Bay Packers. There were no winners and no losers. And I feel some kind of way about that, man. But we're going to just talk about football. We're going to talk about the execution, things that we like from the game, things that we dislike from the game, you know, what to take away from this moving forward, man, and really just trying to build a foundation for playing winning football, dog. Because at the end of the day, man, the only thing that actually matters is the Dallas Cowboys' ability to compete, you know, for a title. Hey, you know, we're a long way away from that, at least on one side of the ball, man. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to come together. And, you know, we're just going to rock out, man. And listen, this is my lunch hour. So you got about an hour exactly. You know what I'm saying? You got about an hour exactly to get this content from your boy Henny. So if you like the content, you appreciate the content, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Make sure y'all hit that share button if you care. You know what I'm saying? And hit that cash up or that super chat, man. You know, it takes a lot to keep the lights on in the liquor store. You know, we out here running extension cords through the neighbors and everything else, man. So, if you got love for your independent content creators, man, hit that cash app, hit that super chat. It's $ Henny DeMoore, man. Anything you do, you know, is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into the content. Oh, hey, I see some folks already in here too. My brother JV B-Boy in the building. My guy Wesley Gray, no more victories. I damn sure feel that. And my guy Rogue X in the building, man. Salute to y'all folks for sliding in. And listen, if you're watching, man, you know, drop a comment. I can't talk to you or speak to you if I don't know you're watching, man. So salute to everybody out there sliding in right now, man. Dakota Miller, the offense looks good. Offense looks amazing, Dakota. I can't say that about the defense. Miss Matrix said, hey, Henny, this is insane. How do we have the number one offense and dead last on D? You know, the Dallas Cowboys, you know, never have the same thing they need at one time. Never, ever, 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 ever. You know, that's too much like right. Very too much like right, you know what I'm saying? But kudos to Dak Prescott in the offense. Because that is one thing that you can say and a positive takeaway, you know, from this outing, dog. Dak Prescott is playing like he's playing above a $60 million quarterback right now. Dak Prescott playing like he worth 70. Dak Prescott playing like a $70 million quarterback, damn it. So you just look at the game, and I want y'all to also take this into context when you talk about what Dak Prescott is doing. You know what I'm saying? The Packers were one of the best defenses in the National Football League coming into their game. The Lions are a great offensive team. They completely and utterly shut them down. They could not do shit. You know what I'm saying? We talk about some of the games the Packers have played up to this point. And I'm just going to read you off a list of the teams they played and what they held them to. You know what I'm saying? Let me just read this list out to y'all real quick. Packers held the Lions to 13 points. 1-3, just 13 points. And this is one of the most explosive offenses in the National Football League. Commanders held them to 18 points. The Browns, even though they lost their game, they held them to 13 points. Right? So when we talk about scoring defense, right, through the first 3 games, and you add 13 and 13 and 16 together, and you divide that by 3, they were only allowing 14 points a game coming into this contest. They were only allowing 14 points a game coming into this contest, and we hung 40 on them boys behind what Dak Prescott did. So that's the context I want y'all to have. So that 31 out of 40, it means a lot more. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the level of competition that he did that against. So 31 of 40, 319 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, a passer rating of 124.9. But let's not sell Dak Prescott short. Without a tush push, without anybody playing in his ass, he was able to go out there and get a rushing touchdown. So Dak Prescott had a 4-touchdown outing, dropped 40 against one of the best defenses in the National Football League. They were only allowing 14 points a game before they brought the happy asses to Dallas, and Dak and the offense dropped 40 on them boys. And it still wasn't enough to win the fucking game. And that's why I feel conflicted, right? Top defense. Nobody picking you to win. You're down Tyler Booker, your 12th overall pick. You're down Cooper Beebe, you know, your starting center. You know, one of the better young centers in the National Football League. And guess what? You still went out there and hooped. No CeeDee Lamb, no Tyler Booker, no Cooper Beebe. Still was able to go out there and drop 40, man. Quarterback played out of his fucking mind. So, at the end of the day, man, we could really, and I'm not saying it was perfect, because even with Dak Prescott playing out of his mind, there was still like 1 or 2 throws he probably wanted back. Even with that, if you were a nitpicking ass boy, you know what I'm saying? I love that at Dak Fantasy Gold. It's crazy. Hey, I should have had Dak in fantasy, but somebody had picked him up already. Because normally I have Dak on my team, so I can at least rotate him in and out depending on the matchup. You said who sees the field first, Blue or Maffa? I think, well, because of the Miles Sanders thing, because of the Miles Sanders injury, and that might be a severe injury, it might be an ankle sprain. I don't think he returned to the contest. You actually might get Jadon Blue, because I don't know how soon Phil Maffa clears injuries. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how soon that he can get back on the field healthy. But if it wasn't for that, if Miles Sanders was still healthy and they could wait, I would have said Phil Maffa was going to get on the field first. I think I actually did say that Phil Maffa was going to get on the field first. But because the game happened and we saw the injury occur to Miles Sanders, you know, I do think now because of the Miles Sanders injury, they're going to have to go out there, you know, and throw Jadon Blue into the fire. It could be a blessing in disguise. It could be, you know, I just want to see what Jadon Blue does. Honestly, I am with the mindset with everybody else. Like let's at least see him be bad. You know what I'm saying? Because Javonte Williams can't do the shit on it by himself, man. Javonte Williams having a great season, but the spellback is gonna have to give us something. Javonte Williams already giving you the tough yards. He already running between the tackles. He's already breaking tackles. He's already running downhill and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So if he's out there and he's doing that, your backup running back should at least give you the splash plays. It's like the dynamic between, you know, like Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Like if Zeke gotta be in there and pass pro, and he gotta be the one to run between the tackles, and he gotta get the tough yardage, and he gotta do all the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? The other running back can at least be the splash guy. You know, that's just my thinking about it. But, you know, I also talked about how Jadon Blue might not quite fit with the identity that Shotty is trying to push. You know what I'm saying? He might be trying to go thunder on thunder. He might prefer 2 power backs. So we'll see. But, you know, I did believe that Phil Maffa was going to get on the field first. I don't know if that holds up. I don't know if they, break glass in case of emergency and throw, and throw Jadon Blue out there. Because listen, I know that he was only expected to miss 4 weeks, but he got his they got to open up his practice window. Then they got to ramp him up and some more stuff. So he still probably doesn't even play this week. Even if Phil Maffa is close, I don't think they throw him out here this week. So because of that caveat, them probably giving him until at least the Panthers game. Like you still might see Jadon Blue first, but who knows? Who knows? But another, we're gonna talk about the good and the bad while we on here, dog. We're gonna talk about the good and the bad. Another positive note. Dallas Cowboys, when you went out there and you traded for George Pickens. When you went out there and you traded for George Pickens, man, this is the shit. This is the shit that you were expecting. You could have easily went out there, and signed anybody. You could have got Bateman. He's a good route runner. I don't hate him. Nah, the Panthers the game after this week. We play the Jets, then we play the Panthers. If I'm not mistaken, the next 4 games go Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos. Those are your next 4. So yeah, so it goes Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos. Those are the next 4. Yeah, we need a lot. We need a lot of help on defense. But to my point about George Pickens, when you went out there and you made the trade for him, you traded for somebody that was a top talent. You traded for somebody that was a true wide receiver 1 where they just left from. The only issue that was really up with the boy GP with George Pickens was the fact that he didn't have great quarterback play, especially on a consistent basis. Like his quarterback play was awful over there. You know what I'm saying? He played with Rudolph, with Mason Rudolph, and he played with what was left of Russell Wilson, and he didn't have great quarterback play over there, dog. Like never. I think the Cardinals is the 5th game. So, also, we going down the list. It's Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos, and then the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. Those are your next 5. Yeah, quarterback play matters because my boy JVB boy said, shocked me when I found out GP only had 3 touchdowns last season. Yeah, because he can't throw the ball to himself, bro. He can't throw the ball to himself. So kudos to George Pickens. This was one of the best performances of his career, by the fact. 8 receptions, 134 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Hell, he could have had more. If we being honest, like there was a play where Dak threw the ball up to Tolbert. On the opposite side, they were also running a vertical route, and George Pickens won. George Pickens had got behind the defense. So he could have had an even bigger game, if Dak had seen him. But it's really hard to nitpick when your quarterback dropped 4 touchdowns and your wide receiver 1 for the game had 2 and 134 on through the air. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to nitpick, in situations like that. So positive notes so far. Let's just recap. Dak Prescott, Timothy Jones, right? Played amazing. Should firmly be in MVP conversations. Now, he is a Dallas Cowboys quarterback, so they're going to hate him out more than likely. You know what I'm saying? But he's playing amazing football. Like, he is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, no question about it. George Pickens, balled. No CD Lamb, no problem. Went out there, held his nuts, showed why he was a top draft pick. Went in the early 2nd round, showed, why, he was a number 1 with Pittsburgh for all these years. But shit, yeah, but just to echo what I'm saying, Chase Daniel also said it. So if you don't trust me because I'm just a YouTuber that be in his motherfucking kitchen talking about Dallas Cowboys football, that's cool. I get it. I understand. But Chase Daniel was an NFL quarterback, and he also agreed with me that what Dak Prescott and this offense has been doing is exceptional. He said the Cowboys are wasting some of the best quarterback play in the NFL right now. Now remember, Chase Daniels is not like a homer and no shit like that. He has no ties to Dak Prescott. He has no ties to the Dallas Cowboys organization. You know what I'm saying? He could be openly critical. He has no dog in this fight. He just talk about what he see because he's an NFL quarterback, former NFL player. Dak didn't have his all-pro wide receiver or Tyler Booker, and he put up 319 yards and 3 touchdowns against the second best scoring defense in the NFL. Oh yeah, that or going dumb. Or going dumb. Now Jarrell Jones, if we want to nitpick anything, when we got to the end zone, maybe we should have tried 1 or 2 more rushes. I ain't mad at that. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the crazy part about it. Our defense is so bad. Let me just bring this down. Our defense is so bad, we are mad at our offense because they can only score 40. We have to hyper analyze the small missteps here and there that the offense made, because your defense gave up 40. So now we got to be more critical on our offense that dropped 40 because the defense is ass. You know what I'm saying? Like 40 points wasn't good enough. We really needed like 40, like 44, 43, 47, 50. You know what I'm saying? So the one missed throw here, the one bad call, the one bad play call here is hyper analyzed now. You know what I'm saying? It's hyper analyzed now because your defense is so bad. Let's be real. Under normal circumstances, we should not say anything about a 40-point game. But because your defense is so bad, we gotta say like, damn, should we have ran the ball here? Should George Pickens have went down right here instead of scoring? Like you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta think of shit. Like 40 points, it's to the point that 40 points ain't even good enough. Salute to my boy Roster X in the building, man. I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. How you been? Salute to Roster X, man. He been a long time supporter, been showing love to the liquor store. So shout out to my guy, man. I ain't seen my boy in a minute. Said, salute to my brother Landlord in the building too, man. Like Land was supposed to been on here, but he had a order come up. My boy had he had an order of raw baby kneecaps, that he needed to deliver, and he had no time to jump on the show. But he said being able to tie. Listen, we can't even say that about American sports. Like the NFL regular season is one of the few places you can have a tie. You don't even get ties in college football. You gonna just play like 99,000 overtime. They don't let you get no damn ties in college football. You be in that bitch playing to 7 a.m. in the morning. It could be a night game, and you could be in that bitch playing to 5 a.m. or some shit. If the overtimes keep going and going and going. You know what I mean? So we can't just say that about American sports. It's the NFL that has a problem with ties and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, to y'all point though about the defense being ass. For context, teams with 40 plus points and no turnovers were 300-0 at home, including playoffs in the Super Bowl era. So think back to when the first Super Bowl happened. You know what I'm saying? Think back to when the first Super Bowl ever happened. 300-0. They are now 300-0-1 because the Dallas Cowboys defense is that bad. We are historically bad on defense. Historically bad on defense. Because how the fuck you fuck this record up? How you fuck that up, Dallas? 40 points and no turnovers, and you still couldn't get a win. And that's why I'm not sitting here, happy this morning, man. Like, you didn't lose, but damn it, you ain't win either. But I digress, man. Defense is awful, man. Defense is awful. And just so you know, this is all possessions, in the second half. Green Bay, one possession in the third quarter. They scored a touchdown. 9 plays, 76 yards. They had first possession in the fourth quarter. 8 plays, 70 yards, scored a touchdown. Second possession in the fourth quarter. 10 plays, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Could not get them off the field. Then, with the game on the line, needing to stop, they were able to go down the field and tie it with a field goal. Then, in overtime, of course, they went all the way down the field and kicked the field goal. So, what I'm trying to articulate to you is that the Packers... What I'm trying to tell to you is the Packers had 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 5 possessions in the second half. They got points on all 5. Every possession for the Packers ended in a touchdown or a field goal. Touchdown or a field goal. Can you get one punt? You will win the game with one punt, and you couldn't fucking do it. And my blood pressure be going up and down, dog. You know what I'm saying? My blood pressure ain't good enough to really watch the Dallas Cowboys. I feel myself slipping away sometimes. The shit's sad, man. Touchdown or field goal every drive in the second half. All you needed was one punt. All you needed was one turnover. All you needed was one fourth down stop. Just one, bro. We're not asking for a lot. You had already given up ass all game. You had already given up ass. Fourth quarter, you had already given up 27 points to start. It's cool. Just don't make it 30. Just don't make it 34. Still gave up another touchdown. All right, we got the lead now, dog. Just don't let them get in the field goal range. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. So that's why I'm gonna just take this down for 2 seconds, man. The Dallas Cowboys. This sounds crazy. The Dallas Cowboys have a Super Bowl caliber offense. That's an offense that can win a title. They can run the ball. They're creative in play design. Your quarterback playing at a high level. You have weapons. That's a Super Bowl caliber offense. Offensive line playing well. Super Bowl caliber offense. The problem is your defense belongs to a lottery team. You have a defense that is trying to get the number 1 overall pick. You have a defense that is trying to get the number 1 overall pick. That's how bad your defense is. You are the worst defense in the National Football League. The worst. Best offense, worst defense. Nah, you ain't gonna disrespect high school defenses like that. They have a peewee team defense. Landlord funny as a motherfucker. He said if a quarterback can throw the ball high and far on us, it's a completion 99.9% of the time. Like, you're not fucking lying. You're not lying. And listen, we don't do a good enough job of getting turnovers for folks to even be worried about that shit. all they gotta do is just like, man, fuck it, he down there somewhere, and folks be going up making plays. Nah, I seen better defenses in the UFL, landlord. I seen better defenses in the UFL with the shit they doing. I've seen better defense in the UFL. I have. This is a middle school defense. This is middle school. This is maybe Pop Warner, but we're not gonna disrespect high school football, especially in the great state of Texas. We're not gonna disrespect high school football. We're not gonna disrespect the UFL. We ain't gonna disrespect the CFL. Them motherfuckers is like middle school or a Pop Warner or some Pee Wee shit. We're not gonna disrespect, high school football like that. We're not gonna disrespect UFL football like that. Dallas Cowboy defense is awful. Until proven otherwise. Fuck them niggas. That's really how I feel about the shit. Fuck them niggas. Cause we're not gonna go where we want to go this year because of them. If we had a 32nd ranked offense, I'd be trying to get Dak and them motherfuckers out of here. I'd be trying to get everybody out of here. I'd be trying to get everybody associated with the offense out this motherfucker if we had a 32nd ranked offense, dog. Shotty, you would have to pack it up. Dak would have to pack it up. CD, Tyler, everybody have to get the fuck out of town. The defense is the one that's ass. The defense is the 32nd ranked team, defense in the National Football League. You're the fucking worst defense in the league. We're not going to be able to go where we want to go because of you motherfuckers. Because of Matt Eberflus. Because of the motherfucker on the defensive side of the ball. So guess what? Fuck you. At this point. Don't listen, hold me up, don't hold me back. That's what motherfucker you to tell me, man. Hold me up, don't hold me back, damn it. You cut all the niggas for all I care. Now, granted, that's not realistic, or anything else of the sort. That's me speaking from emotion. I didn't have to get that off my chest because they pissed me off badly. There's been multiple games at this point. The Dallas Cowboys offense has played well enough to win going away, and it's been a dogfight because the defense no call and no show to work. So, I'm just fucking saying. I'm being hyperbolic. Of course, you can't cut everybody. But you got to make changes, dog. I don't give a fuck. You got to bench people. You got to maybe make another trade or two. If you got to fire Eberflus to get the shit done, fire Eberflus' ass. If Shotty got to walk down there and tell that man he got to blitz, he better blitz on the next 7 third downs, or I'm gonna fire your whole ass right here on the spot. Like, something got to happen, dog. Something got to happen. Like, for real. Because this offense is too fucking good. Hold that thought, y'all. Shout out to my boy Roster X with the 20-piece, man. He said, had to stay down till I came up, but can't count on the liquor store to be open when you get right. What up, landlord? I think D gonna be right in due time. Didn't think about it taking so long to acclimate to a new scheme, DC4L. Now listen, when you're the worst, when you're the worst in football, the only place you can go is up. You know what I'm saying, Rosters? Appreciate you for the love too, man. Thank you for helping keep the lights on in the liquor store. Like I be saying, it get dim as a motherfucker over here. We be running extension codes. We over here stealing electricity at this point. So everything y'all seeing definitely helps keep the lights on, man. So thank you for the love and the support, my brother. But I will say this. If they can stop the big plays and they can get more pressure, you might be able to be a middle of the pack defense. If you are even a middle of the pack defense and you get occasional stops and turnovers and you're average, because that's the bottom line right now. Like, your offense can play well enough, from a complementary football standpoint. You can run the ball, control time possession. You can get explosives with Dak Prescott and the wide receivers in the passing game. Like, you can protect that defense. They just can't be this bad. When you're this bad and you're giving up the explosives, you know, and you're giving up points at a accelerated level, there's not much your offense can do to protect you. You know what I'm saying? If you're giving up 1-play touchdowns or 3-play drives, you know, and 50-yard completions and shit like that, you know, it's not much you can do. But if this defense can be the 16th ranked defense in the National Football League, if they are like literally, there's 32 teams in the league. If they can be 16th, you might be able to do something this year, dog. If you can just give up 24 points a game, that's the criteria. If you hold teams to 24 points a game, damn it, I think you did a good enough job. Because you already sorry as a motherfucker. But I'll take 24 points. If 24 points is the maximum, and listen, I'm not asking you to hold teams to 10. I'm not asking you to hold teams to 14. I'm not asking you to even hold teams to 21. Can you only give up 3 touchdowns and a field goal? Can you only give up 3 touchdowns and a field goal? Because if you can do that, if you can only give up 24 points going forward, defense, this offense is damn near guaranteed to score 30, especially when CeeDee Lamb is available, you know, especially when your offensive line get back. So hopefully, Henna defense is crazy. Salute to you guys in the building too. Yeah, Henna defense is crazy, but he ain't lying. Because the number 1 offense might be able to carry the 16th ranked defense. But what can't happen is the number 1 offense cannot carry the 32nd ranked defense. Oh, thank you, Spot. You are correct. It is yardage. Because I think because of the lull in points against the Bears, I think you might be right that we're currently number 2 scoring offense and the number 1 in yardage. So I do appreciate you for specifying, because you know the details do matter. My nigga said a whisper of defense. Please stop them. A whisper of defense is crazy. They only be in the huddle even talking loud and rowdy. You know how they get the rah speeches before they go on the field. Them motherfuckers be over there texting like, "Can we get a stop, please? Seeing. Get a stop, y'all. Seeing." They ain't talking out that motherfucker. They just sending texts and whispering to each other. God damn. Whew. Yeah, they can't stop the explosives, man. The explosives are one of the biggest issues for the Dallas Cowboys. And really, because I want to put it to you like this, man. I am not 1,000% sure the culprit. You know what I'm saying? Because this the thing. Did Matt Eberflus have a bad reputation as a defensive coordinator before he got here to Dallas? Because with less talented teams, they were getting turnovers. They were stopping people from scoring. They were top scoring defenses in the National Football League. That's how he parlayed that shit into a head coaching job. He had elite defenses. So that's what I'm trying to see what the disconnect is right now. Because he technically has better players. You know what I'm saying? I think he has some great talent top to bottom over here in Dallas. Maybe the linebacker play is betraying him. Maybe he should fire his homeboy Jack Sanborn. Maybe he should break Tennessee to bring some more zone blitzes. But how do you go from Matt Eberflus being one of the most respected, you know what I'm saying? How do you go from Matt Eberflus being one of the most respected defensive coordinators, you know, to being on the verge of getting fucking fired because of his defense? Because he has like a decade in the league of playing the same style of defense and the shit working with less talent. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, they don't need to say shit, landlord. They need to be out that bitch. Like they said, sign language, throw some gang signs, do something. Don't say shit. My boy JV said he want to see Isaiah land. But at this point, it don't matter, man. I don't give a damn. Play somebody. Play any fucking body. Play any fucking body. But to y'all points about being best offense and worst defense, here it is in black and white by the boy Nick Harris. Y'all make sure y'all go give him a sub or something. They always got some good Dallas Cowboy content over there. Speaking of subbing up, though, I see two damn good Dallas Cowboy content creators in here. Like, it should go without, saying that y'all should sub up to Landlord Sports. My nigga Landlord from Alabama. We do a show every damn day. So, like, I stand by his content. His content's so good, I want him on the show with me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all sub up to the Trap House. And damn sure y'all take the time to go and sub up to my nigga Lou, man. Lou doing great things in the space. He coming through with some great insights, some great film breakdowns, man. So y'all make sure y'all go and sub up to my boy Lou too, man. So before y'all leave here, if you ain't subbed up to Lou Takes or you ain't subbed up to Landlord Sports, y'all make sure y'all do that shit, man. They be out here killing shit. So y'all make sure y'all show my boy some love. Said pick up Shiloh. Shiloh just worked out for somebody too. I wouldn't mind picking Shiloh up. And listen, technically, if Malik Hooker is really hurt and this is a long-term injury, you need another safety any damn way. Right? You'll need another safety any damn way. So pick up, hey, these some great names. Pick up Shiloh Sanders. That's the cheap way. Potential, low cost, high reward kind of player. Justin Simmons, former All-Pro, veteran. A little long in the tooth, but he probably still done played and seen some more football than all the other defensive safeties that we got. You know what I mean? And you talk about veteran leadership and guys to do their damn jobs and to step up, bring them in. Spock said that he committed a crime or something. The only crime I think he committed that he got older in the National Football League. I think that's the only crime he really committed. Now, I keep putting it off. We need to look at Justin Simmons' film. We need to take a look at his film to see how he performed, to see how he looked. Because there might be a legitimate reason why he is not on somebody's roster at this point in time. It might be a real reason. But, just going off of the names, and going off of the pedigree, he would be somebody that you should target. That's a lie, landlord. I said nobody could cook dope better than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen landlord cook a brick in an air fryer. I seen landlord cook a brick in a coffee pot, nigga. That's how hard landlord is with his whip game, man. I seen my boy cook a brick in a coffee pot. You know what I'm saying? So like I give landlord plenty of compliments. He just don't like the compliments I give him. You see what I'm saying, man? I told landlord nobody could steal a ligament quicker than he could steal a ligament. I give landlord compliments all the damn time. He said, when you think Overshown coming back? Probably closer to the beginning of November. I say you're gonna see him like close to the beginning of November. He used to have Thanksgiving circled. He used to have Thanksgiving circled, but now he's saying he could be back even sooner than that. So I'm not going to say he'll be back, in October. I'll say the beginning of November if he's trying to come back before Thanksgiving. Just based on some of the things that he said and some of the timelines for the kind of injury that he has, I say it'd be safe to say around then, bro. And I did not try to do that. He said, "Tell landlord I'm still waiting on my liver." They call my nigga a coffee pot specialist. Then he said, landlord's gonna find Malik Hooker a brand new toe. Shit, that might be one order he don't need to fill. Don't fill that order, landlord. Let him sit out for a little bit. What's up with your what 113? Thank you for tapping in, man. Revel might be back for this game, honestly. If they don't think that Revel needs a ramp up period, he's eligible to come off of IR this week. He's eligible to come off of IR this week when we talk about Siobhan Revel. All right, same thing with Phil Maffa. So they don't think they need a ramp up period. Then you might be able to see them boys in the Jets game. If not, then it is what it is. They say the landlord can cook dope and incubate ligaments with a magnifying glass. Masterful. Oh, shit. That shit funny as a motherfucker. Alright, so more bad defense shit. More bad defense shit. Shame on you motherfuckers for making me read this shit out loud. Alright, and this is from Bobby Bell. Excluding kneel downs, this is where Dallas defensive drives have ended this season. 23 touchdowns or field goals, 62.2% of the time. 11 drives ended on the opponent's own side of the 50, 29.7%. 3 drives ended on the Dallas Cowboys side of the 50. So 70% of all defensive drives are ending in Dallas Cowboys territory. So they are getting right into field goal range at least every time they get the fucking football, just about. It is rare for the Dallas Cowboys to make a play on defense. I'm not gonna hold you. With as bad as your defense has played, you might actually be lucky to be 1-2-1. You might actually be lucky to be 1-2-1 with how this defense is played. Because guess what? The one game the offense didn't come to play, the one game that the offense failed to at least score 20 points, you lost by 3 possessions because your defense is ass. The one game your offense did not come out cooking, you lost by 3 scores. That was against the Bears last week. You are fucking lucky that your offense has been as good as they've been through these first couple of games. Trip, bro. There's damn near not much you can do. When you playing that bad, what the fuck we supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? He said, what's going on with Jerry Jones' lip? He's still using it. He's still opening his fucking mouth and taking his top lip and connecting it to his bottom lip and opening that bitch up back and forth. That's the only thing wrong with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones needs to shut the fuck up. That's what the fuck is wrong with Jerry Jones. He needs to shut the fuck up. That's what Jerry Jones needs to do. He need to take his old ass onto the yacht, pop some Viagra, chill with some hoes or something. But he needs to shut the fuck up. That's what Jerry Jones needs to do. Shut the fuck up. That's what Jerry Jones needs to do. That's what's wrong with Jerry Jones' lips. What's wrong with Jerry Jones' lip is that motherfucker is still working. That is what's wrong with Jerry Jones' lips. He needs to shut the fuck up. That's what's wrong with Jerry Jones' lip. But yeah, man, more bad shit. Listen, we can only talk about the good shit so long. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of bad. It's a whole lot of bad. It's a whole lot of bad defensively. So Russell Wilson, and this is from RJ Ochoa. Y'all make sure y'all give that man a follow, a like, a sub, something. He said Russell Wilson, Caleb Williams, and Jordan Love all threw for 3 touchdowns to get the Dallas Cowboys. Williams actually threw for 4, by the way, against this defense. This makes only the 4th time in Cowboys franchise history that they have a 3-game streak of opposing quarterbacks throwing 3 touchdowns against them. Ugh. So one time was in the 60s. One time was in 2010. 2020, we need not say anything, because 2020 was an awful season. That defense was bad as a motherfucker. And now this year. So this defense is comparable to the 2020 Dallas Cowboy defense. This defense is comparable to the 2020 Dallas Cowboy defense. It's getting to the point. Where we're going to have conversations about which defense was worse. Because right now, most people consider the 2020 Dallas Cowboy defense the worst defense in recent Dallas Cowboy history. We might have to have that conversation about the 2025 defense. They're close. They're close to being that bad. They're close, dog. And what's even worse is, what's even worse is that at least during the 2020 season, you played some real teams. That Browns team that had a healthy Odell Beckham and Javarius and Landry when he was still healthy and playing like a Pro Bowler, and had Njoku, and that was a good football team. They made the playoffs and won a playoff game that year. Like, we got hooped on by them. The Atlanta Falcons, who were not too long removed from a Super Bowl appearance, hooped on us. They put up some points. Russell Wilson, during his All-Pro season, put up points against this defense. Like, I could live with that. You know what I'm saying? Because those were actually good offensive teams. We got hooped on by the ghost of Russell Wilson. Like, his last name not even Wilson no more. His last name is Sierra. Russell Sierra hooped on us. Caleb Williams with his painted nails threw 4 touchdowns. Jordan Love accidentally had a good game against the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same, dog. The Giants scored 6 points, and then they scored 37 against the Dallas Cowboys. They scored 37. The Bears only scored 21 points the week before. They scored 31. They had a 10 points increase playing the Dallas Cowboys defense. The fucking Packers only scored 10. The Packers went from scoring 10 to scoring 40. And that's my biggest issue. If you were just struggling against great offensive units, cool. I get it. I understand. Great offensive units, you're struggling against them. You'll play some weaker competition eventually. The numbers will level out. I would understand that slightly. You are letting bad offenses have career days and career outings against you. Them destroy you and everything you stand for. So that's my issue. Because even then, the 2020 Dallas Cowboy defense, they at least played some good offenses. Like that Atlanta team with Julio and Calvin Ridley, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get you gave up some points to them. Russell Wilson with Schottenheimer, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett, I get that. The Browns with Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry and all them boys, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins and the weapons they had, I get that shit. You gave up points to the fucking Giants after they scored 6. So that's all I was trying to say. This might be the worst defense if you give the context to it. If you think about who we gave the fucking points up to, everything. Because listen, if it was only one thing, I could live with it. Like, oh, we fixed that, cool. We benched this person, cool. Bad communication, blown assignments, lack of pressure from your front four, lack of willingness to blitz on key downs, not enough change of tendency, not enough disguise, lack of great linebacker play because Sanborn's playing way too much. There's a lot of shit that you just look at on film and like it's bad. We see guys playing cover 3 and letting guys get behind them and their sole responsibility is the deep third of the field. We seen guys that didn't know that they were supposed to be playing a certain coverage, and because they're playing a whole different coverage than somebody else, and everybody else is playing a different coverage. Now there's an explosive on his side. It's because he thought he had help when he didn't. Some people are just like, it's a bunch of shit, dog. A bunch of shit. Matter of fact, me and Landlord did a great film breakdown. It's on our pages about what happened in the Bears game. Go watch that. It's almost 2 hours. Go watch that again and holler at me. You know what I'm saying? We did a film breakdown on the Bears. We watched just about every single defensive snap. It was bad. Didn't generate pressure, didn't tackle well, blew some coverages, weren't aggressive enough for my liking when it comes to pressure packages. Nothing. Bro, yes, roster, like, there are some times where there's some nuance to the shit, and it's like, hey, he really wasn't responsible. Nah, they're bad. They're bad, and they're playing bad. They're bad, and they are playing bad, bro. Like, it's rough. It's rough. Also, it's time to pay some bills, y'all. It's time to pay some bills. This podcast has been brought to you by Fugazios, the breakfast of losers. You wake up in the morning, you open up a big old bag of Fugazios, roaches in them bitches, you still got to shake them off and pour them in there. Ain't got no milk, pour some water on them and make his own gravy. So this podcast has been brought to you by Fugazios. Taste the poverty. So yeah, we had to pay some bills. But since the Fugazio sponsor is not actually real, show some love and hit the Cash App, $ Henny the More, or you can hit the Super Chats like my brother Roster X did, man. Make sure y'all show support to your independent content creators, man, so we can keep making quality Dallas Cowboys content, man. And I think I only got about 6 minutes left anyway, so let me see if there's anything else to discuss. Okay, cool. Grades. Let's talk about the grades. Also, he made a mistake. He put Bears. He actually meant Packers. So I did confirm that this was about the Packers game the Dallas Cowboys just played. So we'll run through these next 2 slides. Only got about 6 minutes anyway. So we'll talk about this real quick. Your highest graded players on defense. James Houston, 89.3 grade in 22 snaps. So his snap count did go up. Trayvon Diggs did not start, but he played one of his better games this year. 83.3 grade, 53 snaps. Jadeveon Clowney, a 72 grade, 23 snaps. Malik Hooker, who got hurt, 30 snaps, 68.4. Wanye Thomas stepping in, 51 snaps, a grade of a 66.1. Cool. So those are your best players on defense from this game. Worst graded players on your defense. Murs Leofow, 29 snaps. Still, I think he used to play Leofow more. Sam Williams, 40.6 grade on 29 snaps. Solomon Thomas, a 48.1 grade on 33 snaps. Shamar James, a 49.8 grade on 26 snaps. And DeRon Bland, 51.7 grade on 53 snaps. Remember, always take PFF with a grain of salt. I don't always agree with their grading system, what they think was a good play or a bad play or this or that. Like I'm not all the way sold on it, but this is a good point of reference when we're talking about stuff. And then we'll check the film and we'll match up the grades to the film. So if they're playing bad on film and the grades also say that, then we'll continue to use it. If we look at the film and the grades don't match, then we'll throw the shit out. All right. Now, before we get out of here, top players on offense and worst players on offense. Dak Prescott, of course, 84.6 grade, 69. George Pickens, 81.9 grade, 62 snaps. Turbo Terp, 72.9 grade on 42 snaps. Ryan Flournoy, Mr. Third Down Conversion himself, 71.9 grade on 16 snaps. Javonte Wrecking Ball Williams, 70.2, 55 snaps. And then you had a bunch of offensive linemen. Listen, did they give up pressure? Yes. Did they give us some pressure? Yes, they did. Was Dak Prescott so surgical, so great, and so quick on getting the ball out it didn't matter? That also is true. But they were out there getting their ass whooped quite a bit. And to be fair, there might have even been some times where they were holding and they didn't call it. But guess what? Fuck them niggas. I'm glad they didn't call shit. Tyler Guyton, 44.3 grade, 56 snaps. Nate Thomas, 48.8 grade. I'll tell you right now, I don't agree with that because Nathan Thomas played damn good football. So even though his grade is bad, Nathan Thomas also did not allow pressure. Nathan Thomas did not allow pressure in his 14 pass pro snaps. So I'm not sure how you grade out that low. Don't care either because I don't really buy that one. Luke Schoonmaker, 51.7, 19 snaps. Hunter Lukey, 51.9, 17 snaps. Brock Hoffman, 55.8, 69 snaps. Now listen, bringing in another running back does not hurt Javonte Williams at all. What it does is it pushes Miles Sanders off this team. What it does is it allows you not to rush Jadon Blue out there if he's not really ready mentally. You know what I'm saying? So if you add like an Alvin Kamara, then you just got a dope-ass running back room. You got Javonte Williams and you got Alvin Kamara. There's even situations you can put them both on the field and they're both a threat to the opposing defenses. You know what I'm saying? When you just talk about matchup football and schematics, it makes perfect sense to bring in another dynamic running back to help out with the matchups and help out with the box count. You know what I'm saying? The bigger threat that your running backs are, the more one-on-one opportunities you'll get on the outside for your wide receivers like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. So you talk about matchup football, the more threats that I can put behind the line of scrimmage. If I have a Javonte Williams and they respect him enough to put an extra man in the box, that's cool. But if I got an Alvin Kamara and they respect him enough to put an extra man in the box, that's cool. Because even though they increase their strength against the run, vice versa, they decrease their ability to defend the pass because they got to account for the people lining up in the backfield. So the better running backs you get, and the more good running backs you have, the more that you can try and dictate that box count to get favorable matchups. Right now, because of your weapons on the outside, you're getting favorable matchups because they're still putting two people out there. You know what I'm saying? It said, why y'all think Alvin Kamara is available? Because when teams are losing and they aren't winning games and you got veteran players, who haven't won anything and the time is running out, they generally get moved. Also, I saw where the Chiefs were interested in trying to bring in Alvin Kamara if he did become available. So, to be forward thinking, whether they actually move him or not, he should still be a prime candidate. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking for solutions, you got to leave no stone unturned, right? He may not end up getting dealt, but he's in a bad situation over there with the Saints. He's a veteran player that has not won at the highest level yet. So a guy like that would like to try and get somewhere to where they have a better chance of winning and succeeding. Right? We see it all the time every year where they move veteran players on expiring contracts from bad teams. Right? Because a team that has no hope of making the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? They have no hope of salvaging their season. Draft picks become more important than the actual players themselves so that they can retool. So, that's why. Same thing with guys like Bradley Chubb and, Jalen Phillips and shit like that. You look for good players on bad teams and you call and see if you can get them. Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. But we got to wrap it up. I got to go take my ass back to work. I got things I got to do, people to see, bills to pay. Thank y'all for everything that y'all done did. Thank y'all for sliding in and supporting the liquor store, showing love to the platform, showing love to the podcast. On the way out, please hit that like button. It definitely helps with the algorithm. Please hit that share button. Get the content out there to more people. And tell a friend to sub up to the platform, man. Tell a friend to sub up, to the platform. I take him too. I take A-Chain. There's a lot of people I would take from the Miami Dolphins. Jordan Brooks, the linebacker. I take a flyer on Minkah Fitzpatrick if he's available. I take all of them. Like believe me, Alvin Kamara is not the only person I'm looking at. I'm looking at ends. I'm looking at linebackers. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking for anything possible. Not saying it'll happen. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee that it happens, but you always got to look, for upgrades. And at this point in the season, you got to look at teams who are struggling that got good players over there. But thank y'all for everything. I'll see y'all next time. We're still doing Cowboys Uncut tonight, about 6:00. So y'all tune in for that. But in the words of Wes, never looks down because the style is up, man.